The lobby was buzzing with the usual morning rush. Phones rang, heels clicked against the marble floor, and the soft hum of conversations echoed through the air. But for one visitor standing uncertainly at the entrance, the chaos of the world seemed muffled because he could not hear a single sound. Amelia, the receptionist, noticed him immediately. He looked lost, his eyes darting across the room, searching for something or someone that could bridge the silence. Without hesitation, she smiled warmly and raised her hands. She began signing, her fingers flowing gracefully as she asked, "How can I help you?" The man's eyes widened. Relief washed over his face as he quickly signed back, thanking her. Few people ever took the time to communicate with him in his own language. In that moment, Amelia didn't realize that her simple kindness was being carefully observed from across the room, in a corner office, behind tinted glass walls. The observer was none other than Nathaniel Carter, a millionaire businessman known for his sharp instincts and colder-than-ice demeanor. To everyone in the company, Nathaniel was intimidating, a man who measured people only by their results. But today, he sat frozen in his chair, watching the scene play out. He hadn't expected to be moved. He hadn't expected a receptionist to reveal something so rare: genuine compassion. The deaf visitor, whose name was Daniel, explained through sign language that he was here for a meeting. Amelia didn't just translate, she stayed by his side, guiding him toward the right conference room, ensuring he felt respected rather than pitied. She didn't treat him as less. She treated him as equal. Later that day, Nathaniel called Amelia into his office. She walked in nervously, clutching her notepad. Had she done something wrong? He was notorious for being brutally honest. But instead of the stern scolding she expected, Nathaniel asked a simple question: "Where did you learn sign language?" Amelia's voice trembled slightly. "My younger brother is deaf. Growing up, people ignored him, mocked him, or pretended he wasn't there. I promised him I'd never let anyone feel that invisible if I could help it." Her words struck Nathaniel deeper than he cared to admit. He leaned back, silent for a long time. For years, his wealth had built walls around him, walls of luxury, of status, of isolation. But Amelia's sincerity broke through effortlessly. Still, challenges lay ahead. A week later, Daniel returned, this time to negotiate a business deal with Nathaniel's company. Other executives whispered their doubts: "How can we conduct business with someone who can't even hear it? Slow everything down." Nathaniel watched as Amelia once again stepped in, calmly interpreting Daniel's words. But when Daniel signed something unexpected, Amelia froze for a moment before relaying his message. "He says that people underestimate him because of his deafness. He says he's not here for pity, he's here to prove that his work can speak louder than any voice." The room fell silent. Nathaniel stared at Daniel, then at Amelia, realizing the truth in those words. The challenge wasn't Daniel's hearing loss, it was the prejudice and impatience of the world around him. Despite resistance, Nathaniel decided to move forward with Daniel's proposal. But the backlash came swiftly. Shareholders accused him of risking profits. Executives warned him of failure. Nathaniel faced his own test: would he stand by what felt right, or would he fold under pressure? As weeks passed, the project progressed. Amelia worked tirelessly, balancing her receptionist duties while helping bridge communication gaps. Daniel pushed himself harder than ever, determined to prove his worth. There were days of frustration when meetings dragged longer than usual, when misunderstandings caused delays, when Daniel felt the sting of subtle discrimination. Amelia was there each time, reminding him that his silence didn't mean weakness. And slowly, the tide began to turn. The project succeeded not just moderately, but spectacularly. Profits soared higher than projections, and Nathaniel's gamble became the company's triumph. Those same executives who doubted Daniel now sat in stunned admiration. But the most profound moment came during the celebration event. Nathaniel stood before his employees and, for the first time, looked less like an untouchable millionaire and more like a man deeply humbled. He gestured for Amelia and Daniel to join him on stage. Then, to everyone's astonishment, Nathaniel lifted his hands and signed clumsily, but sincerely, "Thank you." The crowd erupted in applause. Amelia's eyes welled with tears, and Daniel smiled wider than he ever had. For them, this was more than success, it was validation, respect, and the breaking of invisible barriers. From that day onward, Nathaniel implemented a company-wide program for inclusivity, including sign language training sessions, accessibility upgrades, and new hiring initiatives. Amelia was promoted, no longer just a receptionist but the leader of an entire department dedicated to diversity and employee support. The message spread far beyond the walls of the company: greatness isn't measured by titles, wealth, or even abilities. True greatness is found in compassion, in seeing others not for what they lack, but for what they can give. Nathaniel, once a man surrounded by riches but starving for meaning, finally understood. He had witnessed how a simple act, a receptionist greeting a deaf visitor in sign language, could ignite change powerful enough to transform lives. And as Amelia often told her brother, with a smile that never failed to light up her face, sometimes the smallest gestures can echo louder than words ever could.